Hi, we're with Susan Hawksworth at the Smoky Hill Museum in downtown Salina. And Susan, you have kind of a secret here at the Smoky Hill Museum. A lot of people know about museums, but there's an additional part of the museum that's really neat, and I'd like to hear about it.
Well, certainly our store is one of our best kept secrets. It's run by the Friends of the Smoky Hill Museum, and all the proceeds go to help the museum and museum programming.
Tell me a little bit about this store. I've been in it before several times because we have friends from out of town and they want something from Kansas, and so I said, well, the best place to go is the Smoky Hill Museum, and they look at me and say, a museum for a gift shop. But anyway, tell me about all the neat items you have here, because it's really nice.
It is true. All of our items here, almost all, have something to do with Kansas, and so it's a great place to come get a Kansas-related item. You can find local artists here, artwork in here. We have wheat weaving by a local artist named Donna Morgenstern. It's beautiful wheat weaving. And we also have pottery by Steve Coburn and some whimsical sculptures by Kurt Krob, just to name a few of the artists we carry.
Well, I've seen Kurt's work before when he was an artist and did the sand sculptures at the River Festival, and then recently he started doing they're really colorful. It's hard to explain, but maybe we can get a picture of it before we end the interview and show people some of the artwork. But it really is neat, folks. And the books, oh my gosh, the selection of books you have on Kansas is really incredible.
It is probably one of the largest selections in the area on Kansas books and local area books. A lot of notable Kansas books are in there as well.
Well, now I'm kind of a food person, so I kind of go towards the food items, and all of the food items you have here are made in Kansas by local Kansas producers, correct?
That is correct, and we have some great food. If you have a sweet tooth, we have jams and jellies, including Sandhill plum jelly, which is hard to find anywhere, rhubarb jelly, and of course strawberry and peach, and some of the more common names. I think we even have a sunflower jelly. We also have chocolate-covered sunflower seeds, which are great in a cookie recipe that we give out.
You're making me hungry here.
And Smoky Hill Museum River Rocks, which are chocolate.
Oh, and I haven't had breakfast yet today, so if my stomach starts growling during this interview, think nothing of it. Christmas gift ideas. How about that? Oh,
we have wonderful gift ideas. We have everything from toys and puzzles. We have a lot of sunflower-themed decorative items. And just all kinds of things. Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Man, you have quite a selection of Wizard of Oz items that if you're out of state or in state and you'd like to give something like that to someone for Christmas, this is a perfect gift for someone that has everything. Let's just put it that way.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, you finish shopping, then we go into the museum, and tell me a little bit about the exhibit part 2. What that's going to be. We're still into part 1 at this time, or
we are.
Okay, just to refresh, because we've talked about it before, but tell me a little bit about part 1 for those who have not seen the video.
Part 1 is for our 1960s exhibit. We decided there was just too much stuff to put into one exhibit for the 1960s, so we broke it up into 2, and the first one is Political Power. It's all about the presidencies of the 1960s and the major issues they had to deal with, like the space race, Vietnam War, Cuban Missile Crisis.
A lot of things that happened back in those days. I'm a baby boomer, so that was my time of the era that I did a lot of my growing up, and the controversial elections and the controversy over Vietnam and the controversy over civil rights. I mean, everything seemed to hit at that time. It was not only an exciting time, but also a dangerous time to be living in the United States, just because of simply the history of that era. So you need to see, before we get to part 2 and what they're going to be able to see in the future, I was thinking about the exhibit. Now, that's not a permanent exhibit. So how often does that change so people will know that there's something new coming up?
We change our temporary exhibits, is what we call them, about every 6 months. And so this one will finish up at the end of January.
Okay.
And then we'll go into part 2 from there.
Okay, so part 2's coming in. Tell me a little bit about part 2.
Part 2 will be the pop culture side of the 60s. So the music, the clothing, the home decor, all those kind of fun things.
And that starts
in the middle of February.
Middle of February, okay. And that will go for, you said 6 months,
6
is that
months.
correct? Well, if you haven't seen the display they have currently, it's an outstanding display. It's interactive. Bring the kids because it's good for them to have that hands-on experience. Now, where are you located?
We are located at 8th and Iron in Salina, downtown.
And your hours?
We're open Tuesdays through Fridays, 12 to 6, and Saturdays, 10 to 5. And we have an extra long day every first Thursday of the month. We're open till 7.
Okay, so if you need a gift, want to learn something about the history, come by the Smoky Hill Museum. Thank you for watching.